Mabuhay! Welcome back to my channel. This is Daryll again. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you the masculine and feminine forms of some words in Spanish. But before that, let me introduce myself. Yo soy Daryll, yo soy Filipino, y vivo aquí en Madrid. So, let's just get right into the video. So guys, as you can see, we are now here in my room. I'm gonna teach you some words in Spanish today. So as you may know, I've been doing some lessons related to the Spanish language. And today we're gonna focus on the masculine and feminine forms. Spanish is one of those Romance languages where we use masculine and feminine forms. Sometimes it's really hard to distinguish what is masculine or what is feminine. I'm gonna help you learn those things. Let's start. So the first thing that we have to remember is that we have to put an article before a noun. So for example, we have the book. We have el libro, which is masculine. The L there is masculine. And la mesa, for example. The la there is feminine. So most of the time, we use L for masculine forms and la for feminine forms. So here are some examples of the masculine nouns where we use the word L. So here I have the list of some of those words. For example, as I mentioned a while ago, we have el libro, el carro. El carro in Latin American countries, it just means a car. But here in Spain, we use el coche. So both of them are masculine, but they are just different words in different cultures. So there. So we have el libro, el carro, el teléfono, el vaso, which is in the Philippines, it is written as B, or the B sound. It's the same sound, but it's just written as B, letter B, letra B. El brazo, el museo. However, there are some nouns that actually end in O, but the form is feminine. For example, we have la mano, the hand. If you know, most of the nouns in Spanish that end in O are masculine. But here, if you can see, we have la mano. Mano, hand, ends in O. But then, la is the article that we use. So why is that so, Daryll? That's so confusing. Well, that's the rule. That's the reason why we need to memorize some of those nouns, because some of them are exempted to the rule. So we have la mano, la foto, la moto, y la radio. So these are some of the nouns that end in O, but still we use feminine form before the word. Do you get me? Great. Now let's just go with the nouns that use feminine articles, and these are some of the examples. We have la casa, la silla, la mesa, la tortilla, which is a very famous food here in Spain, la caja, and la cara. So these are some of the feminine nouns that we have, so we use the article la. So recap. So if the nouns end in O, they are masculine. However, there are some exemptions to the rule. So we have la mano, well, we use la for mano, la radio, la
1 hour later,
la foto, y la moto. So these are some of the exemptions to the rule. So now, here are some of the nouns that end in a, but then we use masculine articles. El día, el problema, el idioma, el pijama, el mapa, y el planeta. These nouns end in a, but then we use masculine articles. But Daryll, why? Why? ¿Por qué? Why do we use masculine articles for feminine nouns? No. It's not because they're feminine, it's just that we use masculine articles because they are masculine, but then they end in a. You get me? So there. Aside from those things, there are some words that end in other letters that we need to know. Like what if a noun ends in S or in E? Do we use masculine or feminine form? So here are some of the examples that I'm gonna teach you. So, for examples, for los días de la semana, for days of the week, el lunes, el miércoles. So they end in S, but we use masculine forms. Okay, we use el. So that's also a rule. So if it ends in S, it's probably masculine. Names like el paraguas. El paraguas, do you know what paraguas is? Paraguas is an umbrella. El cumpleaños, which is the birthday. El cumpleaños. Other things, for example, restaurante. Daryll, that doesn't end in O, or it doesn't end in A. So what are we gonna use? What are we gonna use? Then use el restaurante. El, masculine form. Because that's masculine. And it ends in E. El restaurante, el coche, el cine, el hotel. Okay, so this one is another exemption. El lápiz, el pan, y el pulvover. Okay? And some feminine exemptions as well. So most of the time, if a word ends in tion, C-I-O-N, tion, they are feminine. So here are some examples. We have la canción, the song, la habitación, la televisión, la ciudad, la universidad. So this one is with dad. So if a noun ends in dad, most of the time they are feminine. So libertad, la ciudad, la universidad. And some other things, again, these are exemptions. La clase, okay, the class, la noche, la leche, la sal, la flor, y la luz. If you ask me, Daryll, did you memorize all these things when you were learning Spanish? No, not all of them. But as I encounter them, I get to know that lápiz, for example, or lápiz in Filipino, we just use L for that. And it's something that I learned through time because I read a lot and I listen to a lot of things in Spanish. That's why I know that it is masculine. So it's gonna be the same way for you guys. You will know all these by listening and by reading and by using the language more. But obviously, if you want to know what a certain word is, if it's masculine or feminine, you can always check the dictionary and you can always consult whatever resources you have to know specifically the word that you want to know. And that's it for today, guys. I hope that you learned something new from my video. As I was saying a while ago, the Spanish language is a Romance language. That's why it has masculine and feminine forms, which is really different in English. We don't put el or la, for example, the paper. The paper is just the paper. We don't subscribe to any form. Oh, that is masculine, this is feminine in English. So it's quite different. And so these are the things that we need to know as foreigners learning the language. And that's it for today, guys. I hope that you learned something new. I'm gonna continue uploading videos in this type of level, which is A1. So today we finished the masculine and feminine forms of some words, and we're gonna do some practice later on about it, and we're gonna continue doing all this until we get into the fluency that we always aspire for. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video today. This is Daryll again, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my video if you think that this is valuable to you and to other people as well that you know. Thank you, and hasta luego. Ciao!